Yo, so good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing? We are back again. This is my first proper stream on this channel. Um yeah, so let's talk all things football. I saw a lot of things that's been going on around today about Pep Guardiola talking about, well, it's rumors, but it's not potentially true. But we're gonna look at all of this because they're saying potentially Pep could be replaced by Maresca, he could be replaced by Alonso, or he could be replaced by, who's the other guy? Cesc Fabregas. Yes, Cesc Fabregas. And we're gonna talk about all these managers that potentially could replace Pep because for the last 2 to 3 years, well, let me not say 2 to 3 years, but the last um 2 years alone, I've seen enough evidence that it might be Pep's time to leave, bro. Not because I hate him, but it's just because to save his legacy, bro. You get me? Now, potential managers, I think that could be a good fit for this club because people love talking in our fan base. Oh, if Pep leaves, it's done for us. No, it's not, bro. No, it's not, bro. Our club doesn't rely solely on one person, bro. Like, yes, it happened to Manchester United, but the club was in a spiral way before Fergie left, especially when they sold the club to the Glazers, bro. Because Manchester United used to be a club not really owned by the fans, but the fans had a huge voice towards everything the club had, bro. Then the Glazers took over, bro. That's why things started going down the way they did, bro. You feel me? Now, we're gonna talk about the potential managers that could be a potential replacement for Pep. I think that could suit our style, bro. Now, number one that I'm looking at because people in our fan base will be like, "Oh, bro, but how are we gonna get this manager? He's still in the job, bro." Bro, why don't we go get Hansi Flick, bro? Why don't we go get Hansi Flick? Because Hansi Flick, yes, he's at Barcelona. Yes, he's in a job right now. But if you pay the money and if you convince him enough and promise him the players that he wants, he will come here, bro. He will come here, bro. Because if you don't believe me, look at how Manchester United got Ruben Amorim last year, bro. Look at how they got him. He was in the job at Sporting. Sporting were flying. They were top of the league. You know what I mean? They paid the money for him and got him just like that. So it is possible for a club to get a manager that's still in the job if you have the money to go get him and promise him whatever the contract says, bro. Now, another replacement I'm thinking of right now is Jurgen Klopp because he's available. He's not had a job for what, nearly 2 years now. I don't know if he's retired, but he hasn't had a job. He left Liverpool. I like his style of play. It could suit us because we have a lot of players that can do well in transitions. We have a lot of players that can do well going forward. We have a lot of players that can do well in pressing. And that's Jurgen Klopp's style of play. And he has won trophies in England, which shows that he can do it because he can bring the mentality. He can get the crowd behind him. We've seen Jurgen Klopp get the crowd behind him, bro. You know what I mean? He's been in title races before. Three-way title race in 23, 24. He's been in a title race in 21, 22. He's been in a title race in 1920 with City, even though City finished like what, 18 points behind them. And he's been in a title race in 18, 19. How many title races is that? Four, bro. Four title races, one league title, two league title, not league titles, two league cups, a FA Cup, a Champions League, a Super Cup, a Club World Cup. 7 to 8 trophies potentially he's won at Liverpool. And you're telling me if we don't back him and give him the little bit of resources he needs and the type of players that can suit him, don't you think he could come here? That's a realistic option right there. Convince him. Convince him, bro. But anyway, another one. Julian Nagelsmann. He's available. He hasn't had a job for a long while. He's won 3 trophies with Bayern, if I'm not mistaken, or two. Oh, but it was at Bayern Munich, and football, the sport is about winning trophies regardless. Doesn't matter which club you're at, you still have to win. You still have to win, bro. Anyways, Nagelsmann could suit us because he's not really a high position based manager, but he's an adaptive manager, bro. Why don't we go get him? But anyway, Pep's press conference came out a few minutes back, which is a perfect time because I came back home nearly an hour ago. And let's hear some of the stuff he had to say regarding the Spurs game and all of this, bro, because yeah, we have Newcastle tomorrow. We have a 2-0 lead on aggregate. We won at St. James's Park a few weeks back. And since that game, a lot of things has still been wrong with this club because I've been telling people all season we are a team of two halves, and nobody actually wants to hear this, bro. But now people are seeing this because we have been way too inconsistent in the second half since the beginning of January. But I've been seeing this all season. Fulham, when we played them away, we nearly bottled a 5-1 lead. Leeds at home, 2-0 up at halftime. Needed Phil Foden to bail us out last minute, bro. You know what I mean? Brentford away, 1-0 up at halftime. Second half, we struggled and we nearly bottled the 1-0 lead. We won the game. Brighton away, third game of the season. 1-0 up at halftime, bottled the second half, bro. There's been a lot of games where we've been way too inconsistent in the second half. Wolves at home. Wolves at home, bro. We were rubbish in the second half against Wolves. Like, come on. Wolves are relegation fodder. The only difference is because we didn't have to be great to beat Wolves, bro. We didn't have to be great to beat Wolves, bro. Anyway, it's been a lot of games where we've been dropping points and been awful in the second half, bro. And it's not sustainable for us, bro. It's not sustainable. Anyway, let's hear what he had to say.
And you had a brilliant result at St James's Park in the first leg a couple of weeks ago. What would it mean to you if you can get back to Wembley and get into the final tomorrow night?
This is the point today, and tomorrow we are in the chance to make our fifth finals in 10 years in the Carabao Cup, and yeah, it's of course a good result. I prefer to start with a 2-0 up, but I know perfectly how many times we play against Newcastle and the pride they have, a Champions League team. So, and you have to be prepared and see how the players recover for the tough game in Spurs, and play in our game for our people, and our fans, and try to reach Wembley in March.
You've got a lot of new players in your squad who haven't won a trophy yet with Manchester City. So how big would it be for them if you can go and lift the Carabao Cup this season?
Yeah, start to play finals is really good for all of them, most of them.
Sure.
And will be for the club, for everyone, too important.
Yep. A lot of these new players haven't won trophies for us yet. Semenyo, as far as I know, Ryan Cherky hasn't won a trophy yet. I know Reinders has won a trophy with AC Milan. Holland has won trophies with us. Max Alleyne, I don't know about him. Donnarumma has won trophies at PSG. Matthias Nunes has won a trophy with us. Nico O'Reilly's won trophies with us. Jeremy Doku's won a trophy with us. So yes, there are a bit of players that haven't won trophies with us. But if I were him right now, take that League Cup seriously, bro. It's a potential to a final. Maybe it could change the players' mindsets for how we've been playing these last few weeks. Because maybe a trophy can change their mentality that, oh, we can go out there and win. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
I think it's tomorrow not just about reaching the final, but about building momentum and gaining confidence following the sort of mixed January that you had.
Yeah, but there's different competitions. So when you play Carabao Cup, it's a competition. Champions League is another one, and Premier League and the other one. So yeah, of course those helps, but the confidence is every actions and every 5 minutes and building and breathe in the in the bad actions, bad moments, and forget it immediately and go to the next one.
2-0 in front in this tie, you let slip a 2-0 lead on Sunday. Why do you think?
Sorry?
Why do you think the side has struggled at times in second halves this season?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. That's a proper question. Why do you think the side has struggled in second halves? And it's not just only the second half. I've seen this multiple times. Crystal Palace in the first half when we won 3-0. We were rubbish. We were struggling. Why is this a consistent thing that if it's not the second half, right? The first half we either struggle badly, then we turn up the second half, or we struggle the first half and struggle the whole game like how we did against Manchester United, bro. Why is this a reoccurring thing, bro? Why?
Yeah. So reality is second half we dropped what we got in the first, and
why though?
Maybe as a young team, the youngest side we had in 10 years, and
youngest side we've had in 10 years. Okay. So that tells me that this manager wants players that are a bit too, not too old, but old. Okay. No, it's fine. Continue.
Maybe we need to leave it, and maybe we stop trying to do what they have done in the first halves, and yeah, we have to grow with that, definitely.
And Mark getting ineligible tomorrow, chance for someone like Max Lane to step up.
Bro, I swear down, if this guy starts Max Lane tomorrow, bro, I swear, bro. I swear, bro, no. We cannot have that happening, bro. We cannot have that happening.
Yeah, Antoine can play, and Mark no. Yeah. Okay. Play another one.
Hi, Pep. Was Ryan Cherky all right when he came off the Spurs?
Have a knock, and we'll see today. How does he feel?
Okay, and are you any nearer to knowing how long Jeremy and Ruben Diaz might be out for?
Ruben started training yesterday, and Jeremy not yet.
Ben? Hi, Pep. Can I just ask you about the end of the transfer window? Obviously, Kalvin left yesterday. I know he's been back training with you. Have you got any kind of words of encouragement for him? Because he's had a really difficult few years, hasn't he, Kalvin?
Yeah, definitely trained last days because I was injured in the previous, and of course he has to take minutes to recover his best, and he has to play. Have made some loans, and how he is as a guy, everyone is desperate to he can come back and play minutes and be his best because he deserves it.
How much has he struggled over the last few years? Because talking a lot about him yesterday, 2021, he was England's senior men's player of the year. He got promoted with Leeds. He got kind of dream move a year later here. And it just really didn't or hasn't worked out to this point for him. How difficult has it been for him, do you think?
Yeah.
This guy better not say some answer, bro, like that's trying to divert us away. Just say you don't like him, bro. Like, Pep, we know you don't like Kalvin Phillips, bro.
It's true, but most of the time was for a setback. So the injuries have a long injuries, first half in the shoulders, and after in problems with knees and ankles and hamstrings, and yeah, struggle with that. You have a player, not just Kalvin, you have no continuity, being available to play was more difficult.
And on that basis, let's actually talk about Kalvin Phillips for a second, bro, because I am sick to death of this guy, bro. Like, there's no personal hate on him, bro. There's nothing you could do on this. But bro, this guy is stealing a living at my football club, bro. Like, cool. First season you could give him the benefit of the doubt. Before the season started, he got injured. Cool, whatever, bro. But at the same time, why are we bringing in a player if you don't like him, bro? Like, we have to question these things. Why did this manager bring him in if you know you don't like him, bro? Like, he had the opportunity to play him in 23-24 when we lifted the Premier League for the fourth time in a row. He had an opportunity to play him when Rodri was suspended for 3 games straight when he had a red card. But he decided to play Kovacic there, bro. This manager does not like him, bro. This manager does not like him, bro. Like, let's be real. If Nico Gonzalez and Rodri went out injured this season, he would rather play Nico O'Reilly or someone else in that position if John Stones comes back, bro. Like, I do not like this guy, and he's stealing a living at my club, bro. 130,000 euros he's on a week. at my club, and he's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. We cannot sell him. Rip his contract up. Rip his contract up, because why is he still here, bro? Like, I'm glad he's gone out on loan, but he's still stealing a living at my club. This guy's took 6 trophies from us, and he's done nothing, bro. 8 minutes this season, bro. 32 appearances, 26 off the bench, 6 appearances. Not even 6 appearances, 6 starts, bro. Like, this guy is diabolical, bro. Like, I want to see him thrive at another club, just not at my football club, bro. Because this guy is stealing a living at my football club. This guy needs to get out of here. Why is he still here, bro? Like, you get me. Anyway, thing I'm gonna talk about is Newcastle tomorrow. This guy better win. Oh, sorry, something went wrong with the connection. But anyways, this guy better win tomorrow at Newcastle, bro. Because that's the first trophy available in the season, bro. Like, the title, we can forget about the title right now because, bro, we don't look consistent enough to win this league title, bro. We don't. If we are struggling to teams like Tottenham Hotspur, bro. Like, Tottenham are rubbish, bro. Like, what are we doing here? They took 4 points off us this season. We've conceded 4 goals to them across 2 games, bro. That is unacceptable. And Spurs have been struggling to beat teams since November, bro. Like, they could potentially finish 17th again. But anyways, let's go back to Newcastle. Newcastle won't have Joe Linton tomorrow. Won't have Bruno Guimaraes tomorrow. I swear down, if we bottle this tomorrow, bro, heads must be on this manager's head, bro. Like, questions must be on this manager's head, bro, because there's no way. There's no way we have to bottle a 2-0 lead against Newcastle, bro. Over 90 minutes. And Newcastle haven't scored a goal at our ground since 2018, bro. I was oh, my bad, chat. Connection just keeps disconnecting. I said we haven't seen Newcastle score a goal at Manchester City's ground since 2018, bro. Newcastle have never won at our ground as far as I can remember. They've never won at our ground. They always lose at our ground. But this game has a lot of things written all over it just because of the way we're playing. But anyways, like the stream, not gonna be able to do a watch along tomorrow because um I'm gonna be busy the day after that. So yeah, we will be back to review the game after that. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Pep deserves to be replaced? Do you think he should stay for another season? Because listen to me, I'll be honest, right? He should stay another season if he wins us that Carabao Cup. With the Carabao Cup, we haven't had a trophy since May of 20. Chat, sorry, bruh. Sorry, bruh. But anyway, we haven't had a trophy since May of 2024. Coming May this season, we're about to reach 2 years without a trophy, bro. This is gonna be the second longest trophy drought I've seen in my lifetime as a City fan because the last time we nearly had a trophy drought this long was from 2015 to 2018. Next year, we're gonna reach 3 years without a trophy if we don't win anything by May. So I am not gonna let the standards of this football club, especially if this manager came in here and brought those standards. I'm not gonna watch him rip up these standards right in front of us. I can't, bro. I can't. Not is so bad. Anyways, StreamYard, my network is having a stinker. Anyways, we will be back tomorrow for another stream. If there's any latest football updates, stay tuned for that. Yeah, till the next stream, I am out of here.